Here we go. Time now for this week's shocking stat. And this is a number so big that will make your head spin. Actually, it's incomprehensible. Literally, it's incomprehensible to the human brain. I'm talking about the growth in global debt. So are you ready? Here's the number. Global debt is now $2.17 trillion. $2.17 trillion. That's thanks, by the way, the Institute of International Finance put out that number. I got to add also, one of the main goals we do on Money Talks is to protect you from the fallout of that kind of debt escalation. I think we've done a fine job so far. But the result of this, record low interest rates around the world, people, companies, government have all taken advantage of this massive manipulation by central banks, has been the escalation of asset prices. I mean, you look at the real estate market, a huge chunk of the real estate market has been supported by record lows. It always kills me when people say, I want government to do something about real estate. I said, my goodness gracious, they already have. They are the big reason that we've had this escalation in the real estate market to such a degree that now the government wants to slow it down. But it's worldwide global debt that worries me. Global debt now amounts to 327% of the world's annual economic income. But now what? That's the big thing. I just talked with Mike Levy about that earlier. We're looking at rising interest rates in Europe, in the U.S., in Canada. And I'll tell you, that impact on interest rate expenses is going to be huge, especially when governments come to roll over the debt. They've had a bond that's been out there at, say, 3%, and they have to roll over in a new debt environment. I mean, this is when I think the risk is going to come home to roost. But here's the point. There are always consequences to a massive debt buildup, whether it's you personally, whether it's governments, whether it's companies. Debt always adds to deflationary pressure. It always acts like a drag on future economic growth. And it can threaten the economic and social stability of nations. I mean, look what happened in Europe in the first leg of that sovereign debt crisis. People still don't seem to appreciate the devastation that caused in many parts of southern Europe, but especially in Greece. So there will be consequences. And that's the theme of this show. It's been the theme since 2014, is welcome to the age of consequences. And I'll tell you, that level of debt buildup absolutely has consequences.